So Team Flare here coming in after already 2 matches this week. They had one versus Nova, which Nova came on top of. But Flare had a challenge match last night versus Chaos, and they handled their business there. So 1-on-1 so far on this first week of Season 1 for Flare. Meanwhile, Instinct, they had a 1 victory already earlier in the week, and this is their second match coming up here.
Instinct coming out of the tubes on the neutral joust with a slightly staggered boost, which ended up being a good thing for them. They're able to maintain possession off the neutral joust, going for that pass above goal and the shot at 3 meters for 2 points.
Nice shot there, just easy pass up top and capitalize upon it. So hello again to the Twitch chat. I see Real Angel there. What up? Says, I just got this game today, and damn, it's fun.
It really is fun. Welcome to the community, and we hope you stick around.
Absolutely. This is as you'll quickly find out, and have probably figured out already, this is a true VR sport. Esport, sure, but sport. Just perfectly suited for this kind of medium. So definitely welcome to the game, and it's a lot of fun in store ahead. A lot of learning, certainly, as you watch the skill level of some of these teams at play. These two teams, Flare and Instinct, had a lot of success, and longtime players, a lot of these guys on both sides around ever since 2017, 2018. So veteranship at work, and a great match, a great first match for you to tune into.
Yeah, definitely a great match. You can learn a lot from these matches, and you can start applying it in pubs and eventually get into the competitive scene.
Absolutely here as it goes in. Oh, tries to duck through. Chrome Platypus getting domed on, though, with the punch. And the thing about VRML is once you get more comfortable in the pub setting, things like that, VR Master League does have kind of a ladder system. So after your MMR does play out over the course of a few matches, your matches each week resets on Monday. The scheduling is flexible, but you'll be matched up against teams of similar skill level. And currently we're almost at the 40 count across both the regions. 40 teams, just about. I think we're sitting at maybe 37 full ones or somewhere close to that. But yeah, so welcome again to the game as this one continues just back and forth. Not too much happening quite yet, as it's a bit of ping pong.
But to maintain possession is Flare at mid, sending it to ceiling into the hands of Game. Game trying to create that spacing, evade that defender, getting stopped, and then losing possession into the hands of Instinct.
Spank doing a nice job there, just with the defense forcing a turnover. A Shepherd here looking for Chrome Platypus as the positioning takes place. One of the players diving here, see on the ceiling, inverted players. Voodoo hitting Game up top. He loves that spot. Spank, well, loves to smack Game in the head, because that's the second time this last possession that Game has lost the disc to Spank.
Yeah, Spank reading that disc and getting a punch at the same time. Insult to injury. But with possession is cruising, hanging on that wall, sending it down to Spank. Spank looking cross court to Konamaru. Konamaru approaching that goal, but dinging it off the low end of the rim.
Another try, though. That one will get by. So Konamara guaranteeing that that attempt goes in with a just about dunk inside the 2-point area.
Able to recover that ricochet off the crossbar and put it right back in as Konamaru Chaos to extend their lead by 4 points.
And Real Angel also saying this game is going to blow up for real. Yeah, I think it's already sustained itself in the VR multiplayer scene for the last 2.5 years now, which is a strong thing in itself. But with a Quest port coming out sometime in the very near future, 2020, we're looking at an explosion in popularity as trying to explode for the goal. Here is Voodoo and Flare. Great pass, and Game squeezes it through the defense draped on his feet. But that time, it found the result he wanted.
He didn't have much time under pressure, able to catch that disc, transfer it to his shooting hand, and get it into the right pocket of the goal.
Boop VR there saying Echo would be just as popular as any esports game if VR was big. And ooh, strange happenings here, but yeah, definitely agree with that statement. That's why the Quest will be huge as that shot was. Right down center for Chrome.
22-meter shot, mail slot, great shot, and they close the lead and pull ahead 5-4.
Nicely done there, trading some goals halfway through this first round now. But yeah, you look at I think the closest comparison probably is Rocket League over on regular 2D gaming. But even then, it just doesn't really do Echo justice because Rocket League at the end of the day, great game and very sport-like of course and unique in its own right, but just going from a gamepad to touch controllers or index controllers, what have you, motion controls are just huge. Full body is what Echo Arena involves basically, and you really do feel like kind of a hybrid between gamer and athlete when you're playing this game.
I've said it once and I've said it twice, but Echo Arena is a sport.
Oh, and saying it 3 times there's Kavichi as he finds himself the Kavichi 3 for the 7-5 lead.
So strong boosting from both teams, getting into an advantage down court, retrieving that clear, and to pull ahead by 2 points.
And Shepard now rolling out, QBing for his team and receives the back pass. Now one right forward. So a triangle of passes forming here between Shepard, Chrome, and then off it goes actually to Game, who's just playing the front line. And that's where he is definitely most comfortable and has been for quite a while. Talented striker he is. But Chrome Platypus backs this one out and gets it to Voodoo. Voodoo, that's a very hard pass forced. They do have 2 players to recover for Flare, but not for very long. Kavichi gets it out of there.
And the 2-person stack coming out of goal gets knocked off Bowtie as it sails back into their end, into the hands of Shepard. Shepard trying to make the shot, but it goes right into the hands of Cruisin'.
Right back down again, so these teams finding themselves a little bit in hectic gameplay right now at mid, not really getting a handles on the disc, just changing possessions over and over. A Game will retain that now, and it looks like a move up coming from Flare. So Voodoo goes over to Chrome, and that was really nice to work through the defense. Tightly played, but even tighter on the score. So tied up.
Konamara not able to get that save, or Cruisin' not able to get that save. Konamara with 3 saves on the board. Definitely putting in work right now.
And under 3 to go. So Cruisin' just trying to avoid Game's hands there, trying to cause a turnover, and you can hear them brawling as the camera goes by. So they'll be stuck there for a little while at least. But now Game actually rejoining on the front line as the pass goes out to Konamara.
So with a bounce pass that went off the geometry, not able to get it is Shepard. Shepard able to retrieve it, sending it down court to Game. Game maintaining possession into the left tube is Chrome Platypus.
And just looking for a reset, didn't have a great eye on where his teammate was, so just threw a soft pass, which is exactly what you want to do when you're not quite sure. Make it soft enough for your teammates to accommodate it.
And the stack comes out from Instinct, but they weren't quick enough to get it from Flare as they send it into the backfield, trying to get that bounce, stunning out Shepard, and quickly reorienting and getting to that disc. If they maintain possession and get the shot off the ceiling, but it is wide as it goes into the hands of Shepard.
And then right back to the mid clear, bounces off some more Geo, and back to Instinct. Tied up, less than 2 minutes left now. Spank looking for a take here to Cruisin'. No mistake, they made themselves up, got themselves up by 2, and made up for any sloppiness initially on some of those passes with a timely one here with about 90 seconds left.
It's still anyone's game with Joust advantage to Flare. Shepard 2 QB. Let's see what he can do.
Down by 2, 1:15 remaining. You know, Flare is a talented striker of a team. They have good defenders, but just as well some great offensive weapons on their team. Chrome Platypus, one of them. He's been hitting some really deep shots lately and even extending to last preseason as well. But he has a very nice, accurate arm on those long heaves.
So to retrieve it at mid is Shepard, immediately getting stunned out, going for that mail slot, but it's going to hit off the shield. It's going to bounce back towards Kavichi. Kavichi maintaining possession, but going to get under pressure because you see the pressure he does. He gets it immediately to Spank. Spank going down court to Konamara. Konamara twisting and turning, not able to get that shot as it bounces off the rim.
Now that was an important miss for Flare. Important that that shot did happen to miss. If they can't get the disc back here, though, they will be in trouble. So Voodoo there with Chrome. That's a deep shot. Could be, barely, and oh, unfortunate, but the clear off the stun actually, now off the head. So a lot of disarray as they tried to mount that comeback for maybe an overtime force, but no, onto the other side, 6 seconds, but no time. So Instinct coming away with a first round in kind of a heartbreaking situation for them.
Spank getting 2 stuns that really made the difference right there, stopping Flair from getting any chance at the goal and getting the clear immediately out, securing the win in the first round.
Flair almost did it, and I think I misspoke, but heartbreak for Flair, I meant, of course. But yeah, Instinct, they were able to just hold on, barely missed a shot late that could have not paid dividends, but luckily, they got the handles on it.
Well, I'm looking forward to this second round. If it's going to be any bit like the first round, we may have a third round being forced, and I look forward to it. It's a great game, and both teams are giving it their all.
I wouldn't be surprised here. Going into this matchup, I was excited to see it because I knew these two teams, at least in my own head, they feel pretty even, I think. I mean, I think Flair maybe a slight edge, but not substantially so. Like, I expected this to be a fight, and giving them a fight was Instinct. Now, unfortunately, it looks like we did get a reset, so someone may have crashed or restarted, so no stats. Sad to say. Of course, still have the Twitch extension that will show mid-game stats if you want to highlight your video player there, but otherwise can't really give you a read on much else.
And looking at these comments, a lot of people in chat not thinking that it was going to be a close match, favoring Flair to win it, being surprised that they didn't take the first round. I think both of these teams are extremely evenly matched, and I'm pretty biased, and I can't choose a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. Like I said, I would give Flair the edge at the end of the day, but I still felt like, knowing Instinct's roster, they still have strong players on this team, and they've impressed me dating back to preseason. So while the edge, again, in my head went to Flair, Instinct, it's not a surprise per se to see them squeeze out a victory here, because they do have some strong talent on their team, despite Flair's great chemistry and the veterancy on their team.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen Voodoo. I've seen Game. Game has been playing this game. Not to be redundant, but Game has been Game Dude, formerly Game Dude, now Game Hyphen. He's been playing this game since the first season, and he's been around just as long as I have been.
He was there since pretty much beta, if not beta, then in release. He was right there from VRL Season 1, way back in 2017 at September 4th, I think is when it started. Yeah. Seems, I don't know, it was a while ago, but it's not. Like, it seems like it's far, but it's close, you know what I mean? It's funny how things turned out, that a couple of years later, like, here all of us are a lot of the same players, but so many new ones too that have kind of come together and gotten so good at the game at that. But yeah, it's just funny how time flies, and here we are, 2020 now, with, like I said earlier, nearly 40 teams across the two regions competing here in 4v4, no less. Whereas, obviously, prior to the preseason of VRML a couple months ago, it was 3v3 pretty much all the way. So, a lot of changes, a lot of new faces, new teams emerging, but the competitive scene, obviously, strong as ever, stronger than ever.
It definitely is strong, and we're only going to get stronger.
Alright, so launching off here, off this joust, the brief intermission taken care of there by the players, it looks like. So we're good to go again. The first round going to Instinct just by a narrow margin, 9-7.
So Cruisin will send it down court into the hands of Spank. Spank under pressure, sending it to his player downfield, not able to grab it.
And taking it back is Game over here. A lot of discussion going in the chat there between these two teams. I mean, both super strong, and none stronger than that shot. I talked about Chrome's long arm ability, and he's just coming through right there with that 3 straight through the mail slot.
Baby Alex, I think you should do it. I've already done it, and I'm sitting in it.
Yeah. Go for it. Be sure to wipe. All right, so Kanemaru comes here with a disc. He's throwing a little bit of a fake, extending the disc, just showing it to the defender before he ditches it. Actually does lose it, however, so now in a position where, for Instinct, they need to get back. Game takes that one away. He's going to go in on a few defenders, get stunned for his efforts, but still manages to find the slow pass. Chrome receives that one. What a save there. This time, Cruisin'.
Cruisin' really coming through with these saves, but Instinct not able to clear it, but they get the subsequent bounce at mid, and they're trying to go for that mail slot. It bounces wide off Bowtie.
Spank almost had that first one. Now a second one, pass cut off from Chrome. And again it goes to the other side, flying through the air, taking it, and clear in for game. The striker 3 years running just about, and here it comes with a 3.
Able to get that mail slot at 17 meters to pull ahead by 6 points.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, so Joust coming out here, just trying to read some of these highlighted messages. But I don't know, I don't know the Twitch emojis all by name yet. I'm a terrible millennial. I'm terrible at being a millennial because I don't understand all of the cultures sometimes. Not a part of it. I'm trying to be. I'm trying. As Chrome Platypus comes on through. Now over to Voodoo. He can't get the shot. Maybe we'll get a 2 if he gets the rebound, but no. It's Kanemaru safe and sound with the disc and into the midfield.
And as the clear sails through into the hands of Shepard, Shepard looking downfield. He's got Voodoo to the right, one on the floor, into the hands of Chrome Platypus. Chrome sends it to Voodoo at the right. He's got a man on ceiling. He's got a man on floor. He goes to the floor, and he's trying to get that shot below. Not able to get it. Gets it at 4 meters.
Now some great patience there. At some point you got to wonder maybe if you're the goalie, you just want to dive out at that, especially as Chrome was floating kind of under the goal. It's a very tough angle, a good opportune time to maybe dive because, yeah, for Chrome, on the other hand, he just showed the patience to eventually get that shot off.
So Flair taking the first round, well, not completely taking the first round, but showing very strong performance with 6 minutes remaining. Flair has their work cut out, Instinct has their work cut out for them. They've got to come back from this 8-point deficit.
And Flair, not a surprise to see them come back strong. There, the goalie diving, but a perfect pass gets right past it. So Chrome, again, back-to-back, and that's another 2 to go up by double digits here in the second round.
Callan is saying that you're a boomer, and I think I can make that judgment, and you're right here alongside me.
See, that was the key of having Spud alongside. He can take the heat off of me. Not a boomer. I mean, not technically. I'm technically a millennial, okay? It's just I'm not so hip with the times, okay? But over here to Shepard, we'll go deep down to Game. And Game right back down again. So Chrome already made 2 in a row, trying to look for a third, but instead the pass just off. So Kanemaru finds the clear.
So Flair definitely in their rhythm, definitely showing a strong performance. This is what they saw with the approach from outside bubble is Spank. Might have been able to get that 3 there, but he sailed in to the bubble and got a 7-meter 2.
Boomer is a mentality. No, that was a Left 4 Dead character.
And with Joust advantage for the first time this round is Flair, Shepard to QB. Shepard going through mid, and it doesn't quite get clear of it into the hands of Spank. Spank taking his time along the wall.
Another chance here to score. Maybe bring it ever the more close, but does not, at least not at first, as the disc gets loose down bottom ramp. Up top goes corner, and just on 3 different defenders, Kanemaru squeezes it by.
What a very unexpected sci-fi reference. Boomer is a multitude of things.
Oh no.
And it is what Palidore is, and I am.
Boomer is a pilot in Battlestar, it says. Let's only talk in highlight, says Zenith. Oh boy, the names this season. There's a lot of names that I have to fix my pronunciation on, but that's one of them. Here goes to Game now as he takes it back. 6-point gap between these 2 teams, and looking to grow it, but no, because Kanemaru there, he stunned and cleared into the pocket now.
So to retrieve it off the ceiling is Shepard under pressure. Sends it to the floor. Not able to grab it is Chrome Platypus.
And once more, some more clears. So we're seeing a little bit of just disarray unfolding. Again, changing possessions, hot potato. Why not? At the moment, Flair can at least afford a little bit of hot potato because, quite frankly, it's just wasting time off the clock, which they'll be happy with. They'll be glad if that one goes in. Does not.
Not able to pull ahead by another 3 points as it sails to mid, but able to retrieve it is Chrome Platypus, sending it right to ceiling to Game Dude. Game Dude maintaining possession after the steal, snagging it right out of the hands, and approaching Bubble from the ceiling, taking his pass, not able to meet its destination.
But still recollecting, Game's finding that disc, but now losing it. So Game Dude, or formerly Game Dude, asking, dude, where's my disc? There it is, finds a pass, and can't get the connection on the dunk. Just rimming off, and now popping off on some of these stacks. These leeches coming through in a hurry, and Voodoo takes that away. Dangerous, but gets it back. Sorry to Shepard, and now maybe a little bit of time to work with.
And Chrome to get the clear through. Trying to retrieve it is Instinct's boost. They sail past it, and Game Dude is right there to get it, but it bounces off the crossbar.
And that's going to hurt their efforts a bit here. It's still 2:30 left, but that would have made it a 3-point game if they had gotten it. It was a good opportunity. Certainly don't expect Game to miss too many open ones like that. He's very, very capable and accurate with his shots.
So Konamara sending it to Kavichi at Bowtie. Kavichi is the goalie, the backline player. And getting that self-pass is Konamara. Sending it downfield to the hands of Shepard as he slaps it out. Back to the back line of Instinct.
Both these teams seem a little bit out of character. I'm not seeing a ton of smooth and crisp passes like we almost always see. Now that boost though, that's plenty crisp enough to extend the lead 13-4.
Teams seem to be a little bit in disarray. Instinct not expecting Flair to come back so strong after the first round loss, but they are, and looks like they will force a third round.
Boop asking if we can increase the cost for highlighted messages. They are annoying. Oh, Boop. Can you even increase the cost? I don't know. Anyway, Dollar Ranger saying some divine dings in a highlighted message. Ah, I get that reference. And we was just talking about that yesterday. Divine Dinger, Dollar Ranger's old name, before he changed it to Dollar, or back to Dollar. Forgot which was first, if you were Dollar first and then Divine. Either way, it doesn't matter because there's a game underway and Cruisin' finds a clear.
Cruisin' able to read that cross pass. Nice read, not able to get that clear as it goes back in the hands of Flair. Flair will continue their offensive onslaught, trying to get that cross pass. Oh. And they do to Chrome Platypus as he slaps it in very softly at 2 meters.
That was a good read on that. Gets rid of it quickly off that slap. But placed that pass pretty much perfectly. But the catch, really, the catch and the slap was almost more impressive because there was a lot of congestion and defenders there for Chrome not to accidentally misgrab someone. So that was very nice.
As it sails through the right tube into the hands of Konamara Chaos, much to the dismay of the backline player of Flair, closing the lead by 9 points.
But just the same for Flair, they take this second round away, and thus will force the game 3, the round 3. You might see there on that overlay, it does say round 1 up there, so that's because there was a restart after the first round, a crash or a tech issue, so the round counter not accurate by the clock, but this is going to be the third round we're going into right now.
A great showing from Flair, able to pull off a second round victory and force the third round from their initial loss. This is the team that was favored by the chat, and they're showing why they were favored as they get into their rhythm and they start getting these nice goals and pulling ahead.
And even so, they did pull ahead and have a much better showing in that second round for Flair, but Instinct still keeping up, only 6 points that time compared to their 9 in the first, but even so, they're not going down without a fight, certainly to say. So we'll see. This could be a very interesting third round depending on which Flair personality we see. Are we going to see the Flair we expect, or is it going to be, you know, first round Flare, or is it going to be game 1 Flare? Because we know when they're on points in mid-season form, this is a team that can contend right up there with any of the top teams at the top tier. So I know it's week 1 and it's early, so that basically it's just kind of a process of figuring out, you know, how these teams are looking and feeling after that 6 or 7 week break between preseason and the regular season here.
Yeah, it felt like an eternity since I've casted, and it's good to get back into the motions of doing these things and just talking on stream and seeing all the fans, all the players, and everyone's back in it and ready to play.
Ready to go. Just the same are these two teams, Instinct and Flare. First joust taken out there by Shepard was initially Instincts, but Flare looking to build something here, maybe build themselves the 2 off of a heavy traffic shot. Does go in, almost saved it looked like, but yeah, getting the first 2 points. Not even sure who that was because there was so much congestion, but we'll give you a replay.
7, 6, 5, 4.
And coming out of the gates, it's going to be Instinct with Joust advantage. Running a staggered boost out of the bottom tubes into the right and left tubes. It will be Kavichi with possession, with 1 man ahead of him and 2 men behind.
Looking here, just side to side, you can see very aware in the scanning. Wow, Shepard looked like a headbutt save. He was stunned out, just bonks it out of his with his head. So very smart play, using his brains quite literally. But Spank coming down here with a good pass. Kavichi reaches up top, but Shepard another denial and even a rebound just to stuff his own stats a little bit more. Why not? But Shepard, amazing effort, almost an amazing shot that just rebounds outside of the 2-point zone.
So game to grab it in their backfield, trying to get that clear through mid. It bounces into the hands of Shepard. Shepard holding that back line, getting 2 great saves, keeping his team in it with a 2-0 lead.
That's going to be something to watch too. You know, sometimes when these goalies, you being one of them even, but when you get those first saves or 2, you start getting kind of a rhythm and feeling good. And then suddenly, next thing you know, as that 3-point does go for the 1-point lead here for Instinct. But you know, when you start getting those saves, sometimes it start piling on. You're feeling good, and you turn into Neo from the Matrix and just pick discs out of the air at will almost.
I can attest to that feeling.
Yeah, I can't, but regardless, it's always impressive to watch. Now that one, not watching the stack, impending and defending, and they'll buy themselves a 3-point lead here for Instinct.
Dap1's son saying this is going to be a great round. It definitely is, with Instinct pulling ahead very quickly in 2 quick possessions.
Real Angel saying this game is like Ender's Game with the teams. Are you sure you haven't been part of this community before? It's almost, on these streams, it's almost a running semi-inside joke at this point, yeah. But it's
a lot
true.
of people compare this game to Ender's Game, the film, the book, but I like to compare it to. Never mind. Let's get back to the game. As Shepard gets it at midfield, taking it up to Bowtie, to the ceiling in the game. Dude's hands with the screen pass, not going for the screen pass, going for the shot. It bounces off the crossbar into the hands of Kavichi. Kavichi going for the clear through tube.
Yeah, whatever you're going to say. You're too giggly. I didn't want you to finish. So over here goes to Cruzen. He's going to try and finish off Shepard, and it looks like off his head. So again, Shepard trying to use his head for a play, and unfortunately went the wrong way.
Ryan Rhino, this is obviously Animal Crossing.
Is this Ratchet Liege? No, it's not. Close. But yeah, Real Angel, it's on some of the more popular streams that were promoted to like the front page in the past with a competitive echo. It's kind of a frequent comment, so some of the regular community members like to meme about it. But yeah, for a reason, it does look, in fact, like Ender's Game. Very, very similar in ways. And worth noting, there are a pair of Enders in this league, too. One on the preseason champion Illuminati, got an Ender, as well as an Ender's slot. Off the top of my head, cannot remember his team as he is on a new one at the moment. But over here, Flare taking the disc, Game with it upside down on the ceiling, looking right across. Chrome, beautiful teamwork. There is the Flare that I know and love.
Voodoo getting that pass to Chrome as he comes out of the stun, just in time for him to catch it, pull it back, and send it right in at 5 meters.
There were some low momentum players in there with those passes, but just placed perfectly. Gets right to the hands to find themselves a nice goal. Like I said, that's a Flare I know from preseason, and I'm always excited to see because I'm never, remiss to mention how much I love great passing in Echo Arena from any team. And here it goes, some more passing game. Gets punched out, though, could not quite locate a player to dump it off to, but luckily a recovery at mid for Shepard.
So Shepard sending it to floor to Chrome Platypus, trying to look to ceiling, looking for a teammate, bounces off the head of a defender of Instinct, and they scramble for the disc to the back line. There is Shepard. Shepard going to organize his team, get into some sort of method to get towards goal, and he goes to the floor looking for something, and he gets a screen pass to Voodoo from post at 4 meters to close the gap by 1 point.
Exactly what they were looking for on some more solid teamwork. So with the narrow lead, Instinct, they want to stop the bleeding. They've given up a couple consecutive ones. Want to find themselves back on the score sheet and bring themselves maybe to 9 or 10 points if they can. That shot fake, that pass fake, a bit dangerous and maybe causing a turnover, and it does. So Flare, with some strength on their side, might be looking to take the lead.
But getting stunned out, double stun from Kavichi, a very good play at the moment to maintain their lead, get them out of the backfield as the boosts come out into the backfield of Flare.
And just heading to goal on the retreats, tapping it out there, but already a couple Flare players well prepared to catch it. Luckily for them, Cruzen was somewhere along there in the back line. He's dribbling the disc, trying to look for an avenue. Just goes for a corner clear, hoping, fingers crossed, that his teammates can get there, but they cannot. But actually, that one maybe, doesn't drop. Very close.
Still holding possession in their backfield. They need to get downfield. They need to get towards Instinct's bubble, get set up, and they're holding possession. They're trying to create something. Shepard game to the tube with his two teammates there. They're not able to get it as he slaps it out is Spank.
Taking it through all that congestion is Voodoo. Finds Shepard in the back line. That's a great pass up to Chrome. Chrome has one heck of an arm, so you got to be careful leaving a goal open, but luckily they had someone playing back there for Instinct on defense. And now there you go. Trying to take place here. It's Cruzen actually in the goal. Used to seeing Kavichi doing the defensive duties inside there, but Cruzen has had a lot of great saves himself. He is certainly a great goalie.
Yeah, it seems that they've changed the positioning to put Kavichi out of goal and Kodamara Chaos to extend the lead by 3 points with a 5-meter too.
Yeah, Venom in chat there saying Flare has been hitting some really long shots between the Chaos game and this one. Yeah, I think they even had some in their first match against the Nova, but like last season as well, I remember Shepard had at least a couple full court shots just about straight down the bottom ramp area. Chrome had some. I mean, there's a lot of capable shooters over on Instinct side, or over on Flare's side, and not too much of a surprise. Now game, to his surprise, has it snatched out by Cruzen, so there he is with his defense. And maybe the second time, snatched out of there, dispatched, and how about that from Cruzen?
Great saves from Cruzen, keeping their lead and keeping them in the game to try and get this series. It is a tied-up series. We're in the 3rd round. This is anyone's game. Not able to make it at the 3 bubble is Kavichi as it sails into the hands of Voodoo.
Game trying to eye the avenues, see if he has a lane. Does not for the shot, so he does have the pass in the tunnel. 3-point lead for Instinct. They're feeling possibly confident, but I'm sure a little bit nervous to give up a goal here. They want to secure it if they can. That is a great, crucial boost there, coming in at the exact right moment to steal it away, and any opportunities for another score here from Flare.
With 60 seconds remaining, Instinct looking to extend their lead, maintain possession, and secure this victory. Sending it behind goal, and they get it. Kodamara Chaos looking like he's going behind goal, maneuvering with his twirl, and getting a dunk in front of the goal at 2 meters.
And is the stream lagging? Is it the animations you're talking about? Because I do notice that too, or is it like the actual frame rate? Let me know if it's the latter, that's not good. If it's the former, yeah, I've been noticing the animation jitters at times this week. Not sure what's causing it, to be honest. Obviously, the game's running fine. Game is trying to run fine for a shot. Less than 30 seconds left, 11 to 6. Instinct looking pretty good as they try and collect this one more time. Flare running out of time, though. Maybe one more goal, but unfortunately not enough to bring them close enough for a victory.
And the series will go into the hands of Instinct. Instinct, not favored by the chat, not expected to win, but they pulled ahead. They secured this victory, and they will walk away with their heads held high.
Yeah, good turnaround here. Good showing for Instinct this week. So they'll actually finish out 2-0 on the series, or on these 2 games that they've played. Meanwhile, Flare will finish out this week 1-2 off of that challenge match they had last night as well. It was a very close one, but could not quite complete it as our stats get wiped.
Some great saves from Cruisin. That's one thing that I remember. We don't need the stats for that. Cruisin making great saves, keeping his team in it, stopping multiple threes, backboard threes. Cruisin is my MVP. Good game to Cruisin. Good game to both teams, and an overall great match.
I want to get real quick to one of the highlighted messages there from Ryan. He was saying Flare is trying to anchor pass between each other, and it's not really working. This was a few minutes ago, but... And yeah, that's kind of... You see where they had a lot of success for Flare on some of these offensive possessions. It was on those more careful passes where you have kind of cutters involved, or at least you're going to the backboard pass, you're going to the barrier pass and have people kind of cutting down the lane. But if you're trying to take all these passes against a team like Instinct, which again has very strong defenders on it, particularly inside the bubble, the anchor passes can be very good, but need to throw in some of those cuts. Absolutely, to just keep defenders on their toes and not let them just strangle you on the defensive end. But because yeah, where Flare really does excel is just with the movement, the fluid passing, when they're staying kind of in motion and in line, approaching the goal around the same time. Lots of those highlights, you can see it, I think, in the pregame highlights that play through, before these streams get started. There's a few in there, I think, of Flare from last preseason that were just exactly like that. Very accurate and smooth, finding each other in stride.
And
So
yes, they found each other in stride enough to pull off this victory. And I can't wait to see what their roster is going to do for the next few weeks.
Yeah, and few seasons.